In this video, we're talking about the cities that rose from ruins. These 10 locations have faced the darkness of destruction and have emerged, with time, into places of resilience and rebirth. From the ashes of war-torn landscapes to modern metropolises, we're going to explore their stories of devastation and their inspiring journeys to recovery. So before we dive into these remarkable tales of transformation, make sure to hit subscribe to join our globe-trekking community and witness the incredible stories of cities that wouldn't surrender to their past. With the echoes of their histories still whispering amidst their streets, let's unveil these epic tales of survival and the controversies they carry with them. Number 10. Coventry, United Kingdom. It was a cold November in 1940 when Coventry's skyline dramatically changed forever. Caught in the crosshairs of World War II, the city faced the Coventry Blitz, devastating air raids conducted by the German Luftwaffe. Homes turned to rubble, Gothic spires crumbled, and fires ravaged through the streets. The infamous operation left a once thriving industrial center, known for its contributions to Britain's war efforts, in ruins. The destruction unleashed upon Coventry was not just an attack on its structures, but on its spirit. The Luftwaffe's relentless bombing was aimed at crippling the city's factories, which were crucial to the British military machinery. But it was the human toll that painted the true horror of the Blitz. Amidst the chaos, civilians bore the brunt of the aggression, with stories of survival in bomb shelters and relentless efforts to rescue those trapped under debris encapsulating the night-long terror. In the aftermath, a battered Coventry rose with newfound resolve. It didn't just rebuild, it transformed itself with a bold modernist vision, becoming a beacon of post-war recovery. Today, the city's landscape is a stark juxtaposition of historical scars and modernity. The medieval Coventry Cathedral ruins standing alongside the new cathedral, a symbol of peace and reconciliation. It's a testament to Coventry's unyielding spirit, a city that chose to commemorate its darkest hours, not with vengeful remembrance, but with an unwavering commitment to unity and healing. Number 9. Manila, Philippines. In the heart of the Pacific, Manila's pivotal role in World War II turned the Philippine capital into a battleground of devastatingly high stakes. The city's strategic location brought the unrelenting turmoil of wartime occupation and the ferocious struggle for liberation right to its doorstep. Caught between the Japanese occupation and American liberation efforts, the city suffered immense destruction, shaping a narrative stained with sorrow. The Battle of Manila, a pivotal moment in 1945, saw the city caught in a chokehold of warfare, leading to catastrophic loss of life and the irrevocable transformation of its historic landscape. In the aftermath, Manila rose from the ashes, earnestly rebuilding amidst the debris of war, yet the scars etched into the city's fabric remain visible to this day. While the vibrant metropolis buzzes with development, beneath modern edifices lie layers of a complex past, a testament to the horrors faced and the resilience of its people. Number 8. Hamburg, Germany. Once a bustling port city brimming with life, Hamburg faced the devastating impact of Operation Gomorrah during World War II. Its status as a significant industrial and logistics center made it a crucial target for Allied forces aiming to cripple Nazi Germany's wartime infrastructure. In a relentless onslaught that spanned over a week, the city was engulfed in firestorms so intense they created their own weather systems, an inferno that would mark one of the most traumatic chapters in Hamburg's history. The Allies' massive bombing campaigns against Hamburg laid waste to the city, flattening entire neighborhoods and claiming thousands of lives. The haunting images of charred buildings and streets turned to rubble painted a grim reality of war's unforgiving wrath. As fires consumed the city's heart, survival became a desperate struggle against the suffocating smoke and searing heat, a battle many could not win. The air raids not only demolished the physical city, but also tore the fabric of a once vibrant community. In the wake of such colossal tragedy, Hamburg faced the monumental challenge of rebuilding. Miraculously, from the ashes of war, it rose once again, transforming into a major European city known for its resilience and dynamism. As the urban landscape was redrawn, Hamburg embraced modernity while contending with the scars that lingered beneath its renewed surface. Yet, the moral debate over the necessity and scale of the bombing campaigns fuels a complex narrative, one that questions the ethics of war and the price of progress. As the city continues to prosper, it stands as a testament to the enduring spirit of its people and their capacity to reconstruct amidst the echoes of a turbulent past. Number 7. Warsaw, Poland. In the heart of Poland, Warsaw stands as a stark reminder of the resilience amidst devastation. During World War II, the city became a battleground during the Warsaw Uprising as Polish resistance fighters attempted to liberate their city from German occupation. The fierce conflict led to ruthless reprisals and, unfortunately, the near-total destruction of Warsaw at the hands of the German forces. The scenes following the suppression were harrowing, with up to 85% of the city reduced to rubble. Historic buildings, cultural landmarks, and the lives that once thrived in them lay in ruin, a grim testament to the desolation of war. The intentional and systematic obliteration by the Germans was not only a physical annihilation, but an attempt to break the spirit of the Polish people. However, the spirit of Warsaw could not be quelled. In an ambitious recovery, Poles painstakingly reconstructed their beloved old town, adhering to historic plans and pre-war photographs. So meticulous was the effort that in 1980, UNESCO designated the rebuilt Warsaw Old Town as a World Heritage Site. But the wounds of war run deep, and even today, Warsaw grapples with the tensions over remembrance. Each cobbled street and restored structure serves as both a celebration of cultural perseverance and a solemn reminder of wartime tragedy, keeping the narratives of World War II ever present in the collective memory of the city. Number 6. Dresden, Germany. Nestled in the valley of the river Elbe, Dresden was once renowned as the Florence on the Elbe, a city adorned with sumptuous Baroque architecture and celebrated for its artistic and cultural heritage. Its skyline was punctuated by grand domes and spires, the Zwinger Palace and the Semperoper Opera House standing as testaments to its grandeur. That was until February 1945. When the city's historical significance and beauty became the backdrop to one of the most harrowing chapters of World War II. The destruction of Dresden came as a shock to many, not just for the scale of the devastation, but for the timing and targets of the Allied bombings. The city, swollen with refugees fleeing the Red Army's advance, was engulfed in firestorms that razed its core to the ground. The bombings, conducted by British and American air forces, remain a controversial subject, with some historians and survivors questioning the military necessity, given the war's imminent conclusion. In the aftermath, Dresden faced a long and complex journey to recovery. While some of its architectural marvels have been painstakingly restored, like the Frauenkirche, which once lay in ruins, now once again dominate the skyline. The city's revival was not just an act of rebuilding structures, but restoring a fragmented identity. Yet, despite the restored landmarks that draw visitors from all over the world, impassioned debates on the ethics of the Allied bombings and the wartime decisions persist, stirring a moral contemplation that transcends generations. Dresden's journey is emblematic of a city that bears the scars of a conflicted history. a solemn reminder of the harrowing cost of war and the enduring debates about the paths chosen in its prosecution. It stands as a monument to loss, rebirth, and the ongoing quest for historical understanding. Number 5. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan. In August 1945, the world was jolted into a new era when the United States dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, events unprecedented in human history. The explosions razed the cities to the ground, boiled rivers, and cast a shadow of destruction that would stretch far beyond those fateful days. With survivors forever marked by radiation sickness, the scars of this assault lodged themselves into the genetic code of generations, becoming an integral part of human consciousness about the horrors of nuclear warfare. But from the radioactive ashes of desolation, both cities underwent miraculous transformations. Hiroshima and Nagasaki were reborn, not just as living, breathing cities, but as universal beacons for peace and nuclear disarmament. They embraced their legacy by dedicating themselves to educating the world about the consequences of atomic warfare, ensuring the agony they experienced is never repeated. Landmarks like the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park and Nagasaki Atomic Bomb Museum stand testament to the past horrors and the hope for a conflict-free future. Yet behind the monuments and the calls for peace, debates rage. To this day, the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki provoke fierce controversy. Questions linger over whether the sheer extent of the devastation was justified or if it was a dark exemplar of overreach in warfare. The path to recovery for these cities is as much about the physical restoration as it is about an ongoing, vexed discourse on the ethics of power, the value of human life, and the responsibilities of the nations that wield it. Number 4. Stalingrad, Soviet Union, now Volgograd, Russia. The Battle of Stalingrad stands as one of the fiercest and most pivotal conflicts of the Eastern Front during World War II. The city, once a bustling metropolis on the banks of the Volga River, became the stage for a brutal showdown between Soviet forces and the invading German army. As both sides dug in for a grueling siege, the city faced incomprehensible devastation. Streets turned into graveyards, and buildings crumbled under relentless shelling. Stalingrad's ruins bore the scars of the German siege and the relentless Soviet defense. The relentless air raids and fierce street-by-street combat reduced the city to rubble. Civilians trapped in the city endured a hellscape as both food and hope dwindled. The name Stalingrad itself would become synonymous with the horrors of war, a testament to the nightmarish reality of prolonged urban combat and the immense human toll it takes. In the wake of its destruction, Stalingrad became a symbol of Soviet endurance and the unyielding spirit of its people. The city was painstakingly rebuilt from the ashes, a task that required decades and the commitment of a nation. Today's Volgograd stands in stark contrast to its war-torn past, with monuments like the towering Motherland Call statue commemorating the sacrifice and valor displayed. Yet beneath its modern facade lies a complex legacy, a history of resilience and rebirth that is interwoven with memories of unimaginable suffering and the ghosts of millions whose lives were extinguished amidst its shattered streets. Number 3. Leningrad, Soviet Union, now St. Petersburg, Russia. The Siege of Leningrad stands as one of history's most prolonged and devastating military blockades. For nearly 900 days, the people of Leningrad endured a relentless assault by Axis forces during World War II. Unlike any other, this siege didn't just aim to conquer. It sought to annihilate through hunger and fear as much as bombs and bullets. As the Soviet Union's second-largest city was encircled, the citizens faced the brutality of war compounded by starvation and the frigid Russian winter. The relentless bombardment turned landmarks into graveyards, and the scarcity turned neighbors into survivors at any cost. The city's spirit, embodied by the defenders and ordinary people alike, became a symbol of Soviet endurance amid unthinkable atrocity. Emerging from the chrysalis of siege, the city now known as St. Petersburg bears the weight of its past with a somber pride. The annual commemoration of the siege's lifting sings a chorus of resilience, a testament to the human will to survive and rebuild. Yet, the scars remain etched not just on the city's architecture but in the collective memory of its inhabitants, a haunted whisper that tempers the joy of liberation with the somber reflection of those darkest days. Number 2. Berlin, Germany. In the heart of Europe, Berlin stood as the nerve center of Nazi Germany, only to witness its cataclysmic fall as World War II reached its climactic end. The city, once a hub of military might and unfathomable horror, became the stage for one of history's darkest chapters to close. The streets, which had echoed with the march of jackboots and propaganda, were thrashed into rubble and ruin under the weight of relentless Allied bombing campaigns. The unforgiving firestorms carved out a desolate landscape, precursory to a city's agonizing cry for mercy. The oppressive shadow of Hitler's regime was ultimately shattered by the Soviet Red Army's decisive siege. Tanks rolled through what remained of the boulevards, and the once feared swastika was torn down amidst the thunderous roar of artillery. The Battle of Berlin, brutal and uncompromising, left a scar that would split the city both physically and ideologically. As the Iron Curtain descended, a concrete divider was erected, not just dividing land, but tearing through the heart and soul of Berlin, leaving families severed and a people partitioned for nearly half a century. Yet from the ashes rose a phoenix. Berlin today stands as a reborn metropolis, testament to the resilience and unyielding spirit of its populace. A wall that once cleaved the city has given way to murals and memorials, veins of creativity coursing through a body that once lay cold and lifeless. The city pulsates with life, a vibrant cultural epicenter that has stitched together its fractured history into a tapestry of diversity and unity. High-rise buildings reach towards the sky where warplanes once flew, a symbol of Berlin's unyielding ascent from devastation to a beacon of progress. But even as the city blooms, it does not forget. The remnants of a wall, bullet holes in aged facades, and silent vigils serve as sobering reminders of a past that still whispers among the jubilant clamor of modernity. Number 1. Rotterdam, Netherlands. On May 14, 1940, the skies over Rotterdam, Netherlands were filled not with birds, but with the ominous drone of approaching bombers. In a strategic move against the Dutch resistance, the Luftwaffe unleashed an onslaught that turned the bustling port city into a hellish inferno. Amidst this chaos, over 900 Rotterdammers lost their lives while more than 80,000 were left homeless. The heart of the city reduced to smoldering rubble in what would be remembered as a dark hour of World War II. The Blitzkrieg was merciless. Historic architecture, libraries brimming with centuries of knowledge, and countless cultural treasures were lost in a barrage meant to force a swift Dutch surrender. Indeed, within hours after the smoke began to settle, the Netherlands capitulated, but not before the world saw the true cost of warfare. A city stripped bare, its unique character seemingly erased in the fires that consumed it. Yet, from this ruinous low, Rotterdam rose with remarkable speed and determination. Post-war recovery saw the city opting for a bold route of modernization, its planners reimagining its ethos from the ground up. Towering skyscrapers, cultural institutions, and the ever-busy Europort port, Europe's largest, speak to a resurrection rooted in innovation and ambition. However, not all have welcomed the new face of Rotterdam. Critics mourn what they perceive as a loss of the city's soul, replaced by steel and glass that cannot recapture the historical spirit of pre-Blitz Rotterdam. As we reflect on the histories and resurrections of these 10 cities, it's clear that the scars of war and conflict can linger for generations. From Coventry's transformation into a symbol of peace to Rotterdam's controversial modernization, each city has traveled its own arduous path toward recovery. Their stories are not just about destruction, but also about the indomitable spirit of humanity to rebuild and forge a new identity from the ruins. This resilience teaches us valuable lessons about cultural memory, the consequences of aggression, and the power of collective effort in the aftermath of devastation. May these accounts remind us of the grave costs of war and inspire us to strive for a world where cities are celebrated for their growth and beauty, not for the horrors they've had to overcome. As we turn the last page of this extraordinary historical journey, don't forget to subscribe to Globe Trekking for more intriguing explorations of our world's past and present. Join us as we uncover the inspiring stories of rebirth and renewal that define our global heritage. For those of you who've journeyed through these tales of resilience and are curious about more hidden stories across the globe, we invite you to watch our exploration of ancient cities that stood the test of time. Click the video on screen now. Join us as we unravel the mysteries of civilizations past and uncover lost treasures that continue to captivate and educate us today.